Hello everyone, here's the first Artsnacks of the year, and I'm excited to see what's in the box. We start with a small aqua cold press, so it's Stonehenge watercolor paper. It's 140 pounds, and they have sent some before, but it looks like they've changed their oh, heavy. Ooh, never mind. Haha. I didn't even notice that I have my glove marks. I just spent an hour and a half shoveling snow. Anyway, so yeah, let me see. See, so this is also the Aqua Cold Press by Stonehenge, which is watercolor paper. And oh no, it is probably 300 pounds. And it doesn't say here, but oh yeah, here, right here, 300 pounds. Okay, I get it now. So it is much thicker. I don't know if you can see the difference here. That's really cool. And then we have two golden fluid acrylics, and I've got a Naples yellow hue and a Viridian green hue. And they both say that the light fastness is 1, which should be very, very good. And it's their bottles of 30 ml, so there's quite a lot in there. Oh, here in the back, it's pretty cool. It gives a lot of information about the paint. These two are supposed to be pretty opaque, and this one is matte. This one is a little bit more on the glossy side. They're both thin and low tinting. All right, that's exciting. Ew, new sticker, very nice. There's a coupon for 40% off to get brushes, lifesavers, and let's see, a pencil and a brush. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Oh, not quite. So we do have a brush, and it is a Premium 2 Original Gold, so it's King Art. It's a round. And we have a Stabilo Sensor F, which is a regular, a fine liner, probably a 05. 03. Alright, let's try these out. The first thing I did was to remove the protective coating on my brush, and I just dipped it in water and let it dissolve. It's important to be gentle with it and dissolve it in water rather than breaking it with your fingers, because you may damage the bristles that way. Then I prepared the acrylic paint. So I removed the cap, and underneath there's a layer, a protective layer, so I removed that. And underneath there was another layer, and I thought it might have come from that first paper, but it's, I don't know, I think it's more like dried paint, because it was rubbery, like when acrylic paint dries. So I'm not quite sure. I'll see over time if it forms a film like that again or not, but that was quite messy to remove. Also, I made sure to check on the bottle to see if I had to shake or stir the color, and it says that I do, but not to shake it too hard, otherwise there'll be lots and lots of bubbles. So once I cleaned up my mess and was able to remove the paint from everywhere, I tried out the paint, and the colors are really pretty. And you have to know that I don't use acrylic paint very often, so I'm not super familiar with the medium. And it was quite interesting to use liquid acrylic, but it didn't work as I was expecting. It could have been because I only had a tiny little brush to try it with, but it felt streaky, especially with the green. They're not entirely opaque, so I thought the green one was a little bit harder to spread on the paper, and I found it was a bit easier when I diluted it with water. Now I'm not quite sure what the deal is with the Stabilo Sensor fine liner. The tip is retractable. As you can see, if you push hard on it, it retracts into the metal tip, which I'm not really sure what it's for. It says it's to protect it from breaking or bending, but you really have to push really hard to make it retract. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a gizmo. Who knows if it's really useful or not. Other than that, it works just fine like a regular fine liner. It is not waterproof, but it is alcohol-based markers proof. So it will bleed with water, but not with alcohol. That said, since I was using acrylic and water with this acrylic, I didn't want to line my drawing with this ink first, because otherwise I would have smudged all the lines. So I decided to sketch it first, then paint it, then use the liner. Also, since I only had 2 colors, I decided to do some mixing and see what kind of range I would get, knowing that if I use more water, I could get lighter colors also. And I really didn't know what to paint with the yellow and the green, and I just asked my daughter, who suggested that I could draw Link from the Legend of Zelda, and I thought to myself, challenge accepted. So I looked online for some examples of the cartoon version of Link, and you have to know that I'm really not used to draw cartoons. I don't do that very often, so it's easy to copy, I know, but you gotta find the right proportion so that it looks just the right kind of cute. And I kind of messed up on the head. It should have been a little bit bigger. But all in all, for something that I don't do very often, I think it's not too bad. So I used different mixes and gradients to color it, and I had to do some changes just because I didn't have all the colors for that particular character. Now I decided to use the black liner also as a gray. So I put some black pigment on my ceramic tile and I diluted it with water, and I was able to get some grays. I wanted to show you that I did that, but then I forgot to adjust my drawing again so that you could see me apply it on the drawing, so I'm sorry about that. But that's what I did. I used it also for some of the shadows on the clothes and the boots. Now when I was done painting everything and when everything was dry, then I applied the fine liner over the paint just on the lines, and it didn't work super well. I didn't think it worked very well on the acrylic paint. And the brush was a little bit too small to get a good feel, but it seems like a pretty good quality brush, but just a bit too small to color things in. As far as the paper is concerned, I'm very familiar with the brand and it's usually very good quality. Again, I didn't get a very good feel for this particular one with the acrylic, and I think I'll be able to test it better with watercolors. So I'll try to do something with watercolors and see how resistant it is, because it's really, really thick. So I have great hopes for it. So again, all the items in this box are really great. I just didn't like the mix of the paint and that fine liner because, again, because it's not waterproof, it doesn't work with water media, and it didn't work super well on top of the acrylic. But separately, they're really good. I hope you like this video. It's not super fancy art, but it was a lot of fun to do. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.